And we're back. Jake, how are you doing today?
Doing good. A lot of
It's
running
a
around.
lovely Wednesday. You know that?
Yes, it is.
Feels amazing outside. If you're not outside and just like enjoying the weather, I think you're crazy.
So, let's just get right into it. You good?
Yeah, I'm good. I
All
was
right.
just laughing because you didn't address anything I said.
I mean, the weather's nice. I don't know what else to say.
All right.
I wouldn't be outside.
Is it better than baseball?
What?
The weather.
The weather right now?
Yeah.
No, it's World Series time.
Who
Nothing's
cares?
better than-
No, I'm just joking.
You're a football guy. I'm a baseball guy. World Series right now starts this Friday. Phillies have made it. They beat the San Diego Padres in 5 games, and then the Astros swept the Yankees, who you picked to win it all. So, I mean, come on, man. Come on.
Oh, well.
Nothing else to say to that?
Well,
Yeah,
we
this whole
talked
speech.
about it off camera.
Yeah,
What
this whole
happens-
speech about how the New York Yankees were going to finally win a World Series again. It was going to happen in the Bronx at home. Nothing.
You were right. I was wrong about that prediction, but I mean, hey, it happens. You're not gonna always win everything in life, okay? We're fine.
You're fine?
I'm gonna be fine in the long term here. Okay?
Yeah. Anyways, I picked the Dodgers to go on and win it after.
And they lost in the first round.
Yeah. But Phillies versus Astros. Simply, who do you have? How many games is this gonna go? And what?
All right, we talked about the Phillies off camera, and I'm not gonna bring that up. If anybody knows, look up the history of the Philadelphia.
Pretty much. All right. Well, pretty much, if they win a World Series, there's a recession the next year. So for economy, hopefully the Astros win. For everything else, yeah, pretty much.
Hey, so the Astros. I know you haven't been stealing signs lately, but you're gonna win this in 4.
In 4, I got the Phillies, and I kind of wanted to go Astros, but as I'm sitting here in a little Philadelphia Phillies jersey, I have to go Phillies, and so I'm gonna go Phillies in 6 games. They're gonna win it on my birthday on Friday. Next Friday.
That's a bold prediction.
Yep. 6 games, Philadelphia Phillies at home at Houston on November 4th. On my birthday.
That's a bold prediction.
Isn't that a bold prediction?
That is very bold prediction. On your birthday in 6 games.
Yep.
All right, we're gonna see. I don't see it, but
I see it. Just because Bryce Harper's going to win MVP, he's going to hit like 7 home runs.
no, he's not.
Yes, he is. He's going to. Okay, maybe like 4. maybe like 4 realistically.
I guess.
Let's move on, though, to North Central Corner. Talk everything North Central Sports. We'll kind of give you a quick run-through before.
We have a very special guest today.
Yes, before our very special guest today. We'll start with football, Myron. 31-zip. 3rd straight shutout. First time since...
1946. I didn't even have to look that up because I knew it.
Because you play football.
That's not the case. All right, don't let Jake fool you all. That's not always the case. But that is something no team since 1946 has ever done, and that's a great achievement. We should have 4 in a year. Gave up a late touchdown to a team that's a little bit north of here.
Yeah.
And
Should've
then
been
we
a shutout.
have. I'm not going to mention any team names because we all know who it is. In the next 3 games, we should continue our dominance. I think we got to continue to take it one game at a time. Like I always say, anybody can get beat, anybody can get shut out, no matter who you are. If you look at this past weekend, look at Whitewater losing to Platteville.
Yeah, that was a big loss.
2 weeks before lost back-to-back games by 40 points or more. So anybody can lose, anybody can win. And then if you look at that week 2, Whitewater beat Mary Hardin Baylor, who then was number 1 in the country. So anybody can get beat.
I mean, D'Lo had a phenomenal game. 3 touchdowns for him. He won CCIW Offensive Player of the Week. So congratulations to D'Lo. Congratulations to you guys staying number 1 in the nation, pretty much. I mean,
You know what I'm proud of?
what?
The D3 country finally recognizing North Central sports.
Yeah.
Finally. It has taken us too long to get to that point. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you. I'm tired of the disrespect to every sports team here. And we continue to show dominance in every aspect.
In almost every sport. I mean, the next sport that we're going to talk about is probably better than every single Division I program except for probably the number one recruiting team in this year's class.
But they're number one in the country over them with the third best recruiting class.
Yeah, pretty much they are.
So it really doesn't even matter.
Really doesn't matter. But women's wrestling is just around the corner. This program was brought in. Well, it's kind of, I mean,
it's new.
New for what? 3 years now? 2 years now? I think since you've ever been a freshman.
Yeah. If it wasn't my freshman year, it was the 2019-2018 school year. It's one of those school years. It's freshly new. Women's wrestling has dominated the last 2 years that they've been around for sure. Last year, placing fourth overall. And then this year, coming into the rankings number one with the number 3 recruiting class. I think this goes to a testament of the coaching staff, pushing these young women to be the best wrestler they can be, doing an outstanding job in the recruiting. It also helps that other sports on campus are doing great as well, because that's an easy pitching point for coaches. And I can see that being a major point here.
Especially even on the men's side too, with a couple national championships on the men's side. Women's sides have a couple of national champions. Even as overall as a program, they should be, national championship. I think maybe this year or next year, either way, in the next 2 years, that this team is going to dominate. But yeah, like we said, out of every women's wrestling program in the nation, Division I, Division II, III, JUCO, NAIA, all the way down, North Central was number 3. University of Iowa was number 1. They had 13 recruits with the number 1 overall recruit in a couple of weight classes that came over. Life University, never heard of it before, but it was an NAIA school.
Where?
Life University. I have no idea where it's at, but it's called Life University. And then North Central is number 3. We had 8 recruits so far come in. Notable ones were a top 10 pretty much ranked in all of their respective weight classes. So, this program is going to be on a dominant run, hopefully. Get to see them again send a lot of women to the national championships later on this season, and hopefully we come away with a couple national champions.
I hope so.
A couple new ones.
And what's the meme? The best in the nation.
I mean, you say it better than me, so I can't even say it. Next thing we'll move on to is men's soccer quickly. Last game they pulled out with a nice victory over University of Illinois Wesleyan University, 3-2. They also clinched CCIW championship as well, so congratulations to them on winning the CCIW championship. I mean, again, this team, dominant.
Dominant.
Not
to lose a game so far.
I believe so, yes.
They've only tied.
Yes, 13-0-4.
Tie in soccer?
I mean, we're about to find out.
You're right.
We are about to find out. The last thing we'll talk about before we introduce our guest is women's volleyball. They have a couple of CCIW opponents left this season, 2 of them to be exact, and they're right now tied for second in CCIW rankings with a potential chance at CCIW, championship, just because the number 1 team in CCIW ranking so far, I believe, is 5-2.
Isn't it?
Yeah, 5-2 Carthage, and then it goes 4-2 Milliken, 4-2 North Central. So again, very close in this. They have 2 games left in the CCIW play.
It's a big game this week.
Mm-hmm. Big game with Milliken, both 4-2 in their respect in the CCIW, and as well as North Park, who right now is right under them at 4-3 and 19-8 overall. So again, 2 big opponents coming up for women's volleyball. Hopefully, we get to see them and bring home a CCIW crown.
They're definitely going to do it.
Do you say they're going to do it?
I think every sport here can bring home a CCIW crown. It doesn't matter what we do. I just think we're dominant in every aspect. That's in the classroom, that's on the court, on the field, and in life. So
it's a good way to put it.
Only way to put it.
All right, let's quickly. Our guest has been waiting around for a while now.
Because we have a lot of technical difficulties.
We did have a lot of.
It's tough out here.
It is very tough. But I thank her again for her patience, for waiting for so long. Even it was supposed to be last week. We were supposed to do it, and then scheduling, stuff like that. A lot of things have gone around, but a lot has gone into finally getting this guest on. Our guest today is the first female guest of this podcast, and like Myron, just a little bit better. Our guest today is a two-sport athlete. She is here, though, to talk about one sport that she's been dominating on the pitch. And into going into the last game of this season, she leads the team with 12 goals and ranks second in the CCIW. She has won so far 2 CCIW Women's Soccer Athlete Week awards, while also scoring her first ever hat trick this season at Elmhurst. She will most likely be awarded first team CCIW once again, like she was last season. And also last season, she became the 3rd person in program history to receive all regional selections, where she received 3rd team honors. She ranks so far as of right now 4th all time in goals with 21 here at North Central, and as well 4th all time in points with 51. It is Elle Sutter.
Thanks for having me.
No problem.
Definitely,
No problem.
definitely.
Again,
thank you for coming on.
Yes, thank you for dealing with a lot of our technical difficulties and just the scheduling and stuff and the nonsense that we have to deal with and stuff. Thanks, Myron, for playing football.
I know it's tough out here.
I know
right?
it's tough. It's
Being
tough.
a football player, hey, I don't even know what to say after that. Go ahead.
All right, let's just get right into it. First off, if you want to, you can tell people about yourself if you want to. If not, we can get right into the Illinois Wesleyan game that just happened last week.
Well, a little about me. I obviously play 2 sports, as you mentioned. I'm a junior. I don't know, marketing major.
Marketing major, there you go.
Nothing too interesting. I mean, my life is a lot of sports, so.
Well, I'll ask a question because Jake was just kind of broad with that. What brought you to North Central in a sense?
Well, I wasn't really recruited here for either of the sports, so I can't really say that. But I had a friend who was looking here, and I looked it up online. I was like, thought it was kind of a cool school. Heard of Naperville before, and so I reached out to both of the coaches, and they just said you could come for a visit. So I just came, walked around campus, and I was like, I'm going to come here. I was a little behind on the recruiting for soccer and basketball, so I just reached out to them. They said I could come, and I just came.
I mean, that's simple. At least, no other school reached out to you like during your high school seasons or anything like that?
I played AAU for 1 year. So like for basketball, I got a few coaches that looked at me, but like I was so far behind, like it wasn't too much. And then so for soccer, I didn't get anyone that looked at me. So then I just reached out to the coaches, and they said I could come. They hadn't even seen me play, but they said I could come. So I don't know. I feel like it's kind of working out for both of us right now.
I mean, I would
Definitely.
say 12 goals so far this season, leading the team in goals, but for back-to-back years, I mean, dominant. And then last year finished second in points. So
Hey, I think the
Basketball.
coaches lucked up. I feel like you say, a lot of schools didn't recruit you, and I feel like North Central found a gem. You have dominated in the sports that you've continued to play, so I definitely, you should give yourself a lot more credit than you think, for sure.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
I guess let's talk about so far this season. I mean, you guys are on an absolute dominant run. You're ranked 19th so far in the nation, second in your region, second in CCIW, very close to the CCIW champions, CCIW season crown. But you guys are 11-1-4 so far this season. I mean, did it help with the maybe team bonding of going to Europe or what?
No, Europe was a lot of fun. I think it definitely helped. We were able to get ahead of all the other CCIW teams because we were able to play a few games there, and I think it helped a lot with bonding. But then it was also kind of hard coming back from that, because then there was freshmen that we had to integrate into what we already started working with in Europe. So that was a little difficult, but my coaches are super big on team bonding, so we did a little weekend getaway to this campsite and just kind of did team bonding. Took a few days off of preseason, so that was nice. A few days off of soccer, but yeah, that was good too.
I mean, us as athletes, we'd always love day off.
We all need
yeah.
it.
We all need a
Factual.
day off. Where'd you guys go in Europe?
We went to Germany, Czech Republic, and Austria, so that was fun. We got to play a few teams there. It was really cool because they play very like different than they do here. And we also like some of the girls on the team, like we had dinner with them after our games and they were just like, yeah, like we play on the national team here. So like it was just like kind of crazy. Like
that's crazy.
We were just like this small like school from Naperville, Illinois, playing like girls on the national team in like Austria.
Jesus.
So that was kind of fun.
How'd you guys do against them?
We won like 7-0.
Okay.
But then the other team was the one with more like national players, and we tied them.
Okay, well,
So-
Hey,
at least
you
you
tied
tied.
a team with national players.
Yeah, I don't know. It was not bad.
Do you like soccer ties?
No, I hate them.
All right.
I
Would you
hate
rather
them
do
so
like
much.
penalty kicks to just
Yes.
like get a winner?
100%. I would rather, because it's like it's the worst feeling ever. Like especially in games where you know you should have won, and then you end with a tie. Like our last game at Milliken, it was like we should have won, but they just threw everyone on their team in the box, and yeah, so like we would shoot the ball, it would hit like off of 3 people. Like it was the worst thing ever.
I just don't understand it, like how that came to be, where it was like somebody said, yeah, let's just give them a tie.
Yeah. Well, no, we played overtime games last year, and it was nice because then we like won a few games in overtime last year.
Mm-hmm.
But
I mean, you had 5 game-winning goals, so I mean,
yeah, yeah. But so yeah, this year it's a little rough.
a little rough.
Yeah, ending in ties. We have too many right now.
Yeah, I mean, do you think that's a little bit of a not a downfall in like rankings or even like CCIW play? You think it just kind of hurts it that way?
Yeah, I think for sure. Because, like, a lot of teams, like, especially in the CCIW, they knew we were, like, one of the best teams in conference. So they...
You guys were picked, by the way, to win CCIW this year, right?
Yeah, we were. So that's a bummer. But because of that, like, they're giving us their best game. Like, so that doesn't help. But that definitely hurt in, like, winning this year. And then having all those ties build up, even though, like, we beat the team that won this year, Illinois Wesleyan. So
yeah, you guys won 3-2 with a late heroic goal.
Yeah, that was awesome. Katie Huey, her first goal of the season, off a header.
Clutch.
That's
there.
clutch.
Yeah.
That is clutch.
How do you feel as a team? I know you were ranked 22. Now you're ranked 19 in the country. How do you think that is being pushed and like throughout your teammates and your coaches? Do you all look at rankings a lot, or do you just feel like it's a number, but we know we're a lot better than what they think we are?
I think in the beginning of the year, it was something we definitely looked at a lot more because it was exciting. We've never been ranked before. So it was something we were like constantly looking at. But then like these last few weeks, we just kind of have like gotten into a little bit of a rut and like where we've gotten a bunch of those ties. So it's something that we're kind of like trying not to focus as much on and just like focusing on playing, because I think it's affected us a little bit in like us tying games because we're expecting a lot out of ourselves and putting the pressure on ourselves. So we're kind of playing down
to your competition a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
When you know you're better. Well, you have your last game of the season against Augustana. How do you feel, going into that a little bit? Is it kind of like a nice little weight off the shoulder a little bit that, like regular season's done and now it's like, all right, let's go. Like it's CCIW tournament, playoffs and stuff like that?
Yeah, I think it definitely helps because we've already clinched our second place in the tournament. So we get a bye on Saturday. So that's like takes off a lot of pressure and that will be nice. But we also know like we do need to win this game for like an at-large bid in the national tournament. So like it takes a little bit of pressure off, but like we want to win. Like we want to add records to our total. If we get one more win, we tie our record for most wins in a season. So one more win would be nice.
A lot going for you all there.
Yeah, one more win would be nice.
And trust me, in baseball, those especially at least for me in baseball, like when we playing here, those wins do add up.
Yeah,
those wins do add up, especially the year when you're ranked in top 3 in the nation and somehow you don't get an at-large bid.
Yeah.
A couple of years ago, it happened. I mean, it is what it is. But I mean, we're all again rooting for you guys to get those at-large bids because we want to see this team, probably the best team in a long time for this program.
Yeah. We broke a lot of records last year, so we just want to keep doing that this year.
How did it feel about getting a hat trick?
Oh, that was kind of cool. My coach, he was pushing for it too. He threw me in the last like 20 minutes, and he's like, you got to get another one. I was like,
Yeah.
I know, I know. And so it was nice to get that.
You've had so many games with those 2 goals, and then trying to push for the third. It just, once you finally get that, I felt like it had to be like huge weight off your shoulder.
Yeah, definitely. Because there was a few games before that I got to, and I wanted the third one, but it just didn't come. But so it was fine, and it was nice to finally get one.
So we talked about a little bit about when you first joined, about the 2-sport athlete thing. At high school, it's like a little bit different. A lot of people play 2 sports. Some of you play 3 sports, right? Like, it's a little bit easier, I seem to play 2 sports in high school. But when it comes to playing 2 sports in college, like, kind of take us through maybe the mindset, or like dealing with school, and how like pretty much like once you finish a sport, it's right on to the next one.
Yeah, that part is definitely hard. Last year I played the CCIW championship for soccer, and then 3 days later, I think I was playing in a basketball game. So that part is definitely, it gets tiring because you're just constantly going. But in season, it's not that bad, because when I'm in soccer, I'm like just focused on that, and on basketball, I'm just focused on that. I don't know if that's like that for you too, but yeah, I think football might be a little more demanding than what soccer and basketball are, but my coaches are pretty good at just like letting me focus on one sport, so I can put all my energy in that. So,
well, that's good. At least it doesn't stress you out, because I know for Myra can talk about his schedule when it comes to it.
Being stressed out, I don't even want to talk about it. Can we? It's a lot to talk about on camera. We're gonna have to. We'll be out all day.
We'll be here all day. When you got into, did you see yourself as being, that top goal scorer when you came here and you kind of started playing a lot more? Or did you kind of see yourself as like, oh, this, like, kind of, once you started scoring more, you're like, oh, this is like a real thing here. This is where like I'm kind of the go-to scorer here.
Well, coming in as a freshman, I obviously didn't really know what to expect, especially because it was like that COVID year. But last year I came into the season, I hurt my quad like right before the first few games, so I kind of came out to a slow start. But I think like after this year I knew there was like going to be a little more pressure on me, since I'm an upperclassman now, and I was the leading goal scorer last year. So yeah, I think there was a little more to like build on for that. But
I mean, you've exceeded the expectation. I mean, you scored more goals this year than you did last year. I mean, like, any expectation or any sort of pressure that you had, like, you've exceeded it so far. You've done it.
Yeah, I definitely have. But I don't know. I still would like a few more goals in there, especially because I started out so strong, and it's kind of slowed down a little bit with conference, because we got a lot of people like man marking, like me, and like also like Caitlin Cannon and other like forwards on our team. So that's been a little harder, but like I am like happy that I was able to reach my goal from last year.
I mean, with that slow sort of going, unless you go against unless you go in the last game and score 6 goals, I mean, potential chance it could happen. You never know. Could happen.
Know.
You can definitely take over the number 1 spot.
Talking about like your goals and stuff, right? Like your goals. Did you come into this season with like the expectations to score? Like, I know you said you wanted to double it, but in a sense, did you want to add more to like assisting, getting more points, or was it mainly focused on winning or getting those goals?
I mean, obviously, like, you want to score and stuff, but like I think my main goal coming into this season was just like more of the team goals. Like, I wanted to win the CCIW championship and do all that stuff. But like my job is to score, so like getting the goals and assists like helps. But I think like this year I wanted to focus a lot more on like playmaking and just like overall aspect of being an offensive player.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you've done so far a good job getting 2 CCIW offensive player of the years, but going into that CCIW tournament, do you guys get any home games? Or
yeah, since we have a bye on Saturday, we won't, but then our next game will be a home game, and then depending on who wins from there, we could host. But the championship, but it just all depends on who wins.
Yeah.
So we'll for sure get the first one though.
Okay, well that's good, getting that home field advantage. Do you like playing at home, or I should say actually, other than home, what is your favorite place to play?
Ooh, I don't know. I mean, Wheaton has a pretty nice field. They have most teams play on a football field, but Wheaton has their own turf field, and it's pretty nice there.
I didn't know that.
So they don't play on the football field; they play on their own.
Yeah, it's it's right behind the football field.
I know where it is.
Yeah,
now.
it's really nice.
I thought that was a practice field for football.
That's what I thought. I literally thought that. I was like, do they just not touch the turf?
It's a nice field. Yeah, it's a nice field though.
So Wheaton, you're not gonna say Elmhurst, you scored 3 goals.
Yeah, yeah, that was nice, but their field isn't too great.
What's your as a team bonding moment? What's your favorite thing that has stood out to you this year?
I mean Europe, you can't really top that. That was fun, but that didn't include the whole team. We usually just our coaches have been doing a lot of just going to get food, just tiny things that we've been doing. So
not the scavenger hunt you did today.
Oh. that could have been fun, but I was tired. My legs were hurting, but yeah.
Did you win?
No, we got second. Second.
Come on.
The team that won hopped a fence. We were watching them hop the fence. They got there right before us. It was a close one.
I'm not gonna make the joke.
Oh man. Do you have playing 2 sports? Do you have a really big competitive nature about you with going with anything?
Yeah, I'm pretty competitive. My soccer coach was joking with me about it today because I missed a PK or something, and I was getting mad about it, and he was like, "You're just so competitive." I don't know. I always want to win.
I could tell the moment when asked if you won, in your response of getting second, the way you were, you just seemed very upset about it.
There was also food on the line for that though. It's free lunch. That would have been nice, but yeah.
I don't know. Myron, do you have anything else?
I did just have a question, and you just totally threw me off, Jake. It's okay.
Trying to think. Before we get into rapid fire, I'm trying to think of another question. You got it?
Being an athlete here, how do you feel like you prioritize your time in the classroom along with being a 2-sport athlete? Because I can say for myself, it's kind of hard because of all the demands and the timing and different activities that I do. But how is it for you being a 2-sport athlete?
Well, I'm kind of a big procrastinator, so that doesn't help since sports take up so much of my time. But I don't know. My coaches are pretty good at trying to be on top of us with grades and stuff like that. And I don't know. It's a lot, but you just have to be on top of it. Make sure you set time aside to do it.
That works. That's a a lot of people don't realize how hard it is, especially being in the moment. It's crazy.
Yeah, no, it's a lot because the last thing I want to do after practice is homework or sitting on the bus tomorrow or whenever we play Augie. On that 2-hour bus ride, I don't want to be doing homework, but I'm gonna have to.
Right. Just find any
test
sort
the
of time.
next day or whatever it is. I gotta be on top of it. So.
Is it time for rapid fire?
I think it is, and it's kind of upset because I never asked for Europe. What was your favorite place that you went, and is there a moment of maybe touring a place or anything that kind of stood out to you? Maybe the culture difference of America in there.
Well, I think my favorite place was Germany, but I think the most interesting place was the Czech Republic. I felt I was in it felt like a movie scene, just a completely different world.
Really?
Yeah, there's the cobblestone streets, you couldn't drive a car through the town. It was actually funny. We parked our bus and we had to walk a half a mile to the hotel because it was cobblestone streets. They can't drive a huge bus through these tiny roads. But when we were pulling our bags through, like all these people were looking out their windows laughing at us. And then my bag broke when I was dragging it.
No.
So then like we already had all these people like out laughing at us, and then I had to pick up my bag, carry it above my head because it was broken. I couldn't like drag it. It was an interesting experience.
At least
but, like
nothing fell out of the.
No.
All right, good.
No, I
that's
just had my arms were burning, but it was a good memory, I guess. Like not then, but now it is.
Now it is. Now you can go back and laugh about
it.
See, I've never been to Europe, so like that, I think it's still like pretty cool.
Yeah, it was my first time. It was definitely a different experience, but.
Would you go back?
Yeah, I think I would. I mean, I wouldn't want to go back there. I would want to like explore a new place, but yeah, I think I would for sure want to go back somewhere.
If there is, for one of those countries, who would you want to play in soccer?
Ooh, I don't know. I mean, like play against, like.
Yeah. Because you played people from the national team when you were over there for other countries and stuff like that. So like,
I don't know. I mean, there's so many like good teams. I feel like it would be cool to like play England because they're pretty good in soccer right now, in women's soccer. But I don't know. It was also fun though because like playing the Czech Republic team because we blew them out 7-0. So like that was fun to score goals. But yeah.
Did you get a hat trick that game?
No. I think I scored once, maybe like got an assist or something, but yeah.
Did anyone kind of blow you out of the water of like who you faced? You're like, wow, she's like really good.
Yeah. There was a girl on the second team we played from what was it? The team that we tied.
Okay.
And she was on the like national team or whatever, and she was just like so strong. Like I'm not very strong, but she was just like she was so good, just like very good on the ball, and so that was like fun to play against.
Pretty much you're looking at her and you're like, I'm gonna see her in the World Cup maybe like.
Yeah. I had dinner with her in Germany, so
that's
I know her.
Cool.
I know her.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
So when you see her on the World Cup stage or something like that, it's like, I know her.
Yeah.
You gotta record it and have yourself pointing at the TV.
Yeah. I think I even got her on Snapchat too, so like.
Oh, that's
dope. I guess we can just go into rapid fire questions.
I'm gonna start.
All right, go ahead.
Well, I know the answer to the question I was gonna ask. I'm not even gonna ask it anymore. Chocolate or vanilla?
Chocolate.
Cats or dogs?
Dogs.
Last show you've been watched?
Ooh. It was The Watcher. That show's
I haven't
creepy.
watched that yet.
It's creepy.
I've never. Oh wait, is that on Netflix?
It's on
Yeah,
Netflix,
it's on
yeah.
Netflix.
That's the
it
new
came
one?
out like a week ago. 7 episodes. It's pretty good.
I've seen some people like on I've seen like on TikTok or whatever. They're like, they've seen it and they're like, I don't want to like get up in the middle of the night anymore.
No, it was creepy. I was alone in my dorm like when I was watching it, and like, and it was like I was so scared because like I'm in like a quad or whatever it is. So like there's like 4 other rooms, and like I was terrified. I was like, someone's gonna come out of here and like
just scare
you.
I heard it's a movie going on in the like theaters right now, like that's making people cry and pass out.
Is that Smile?
Is it The Smile?
No, it's The Listener. It's with a clown. He doesn't speak though.
I don't know.
We'll look it up later. I'll show you all later.
Okay.
Day or night game?
Oh, if it's warm, a night game. If it's cold out, day game.
I've never heard that answer. What? Oh, because I mean, if it's cold.
Yeah,
sun.
I get cold so easily.
I do too.
Like the sun helps a little bit.
That's why I played baseball. Only play when it was like 80 degrees outside.
Yeah.
Go-to food.
Oh.
I guess we can say go.
I know the movie now.
Okay, you know the movie?
It's called The Terrifier.
Never heard of it.
Never heard that either.
It has some crazy reviews, so I think you two should watch it. I haven't watched it yet. I'm trying to go this week.
You're trying to.
I'm not a big fan of horror movies.
Me neither.
It's understandable.
I don't like them. Go-to food, but this could either be like your just favorite, like go-to where you're like, I'm kind of hungry, I need to go to food, or you could take it as last meal on earth.
Ooh. I mean, like, okay, this isn't really food, but I just like love chocolate. But like, okay, regular food, probably like pasta.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Any specific type of pasta?
Oh, I don't know. Like a good mac and cheese, or just like I don't know.
Okay.
Oh, I like vodka
Alright.
pasta. That's pretty good.
Ooh.
Like, have you ever had like the Gigi Hadid pasta
No.
I
on
think
TikTok?
yes.
You should look it up. It's really
Alright.
good.
I have had it because my cousins made it for me. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really good.
Mm-hmm. Sox or Cubs?
Cubs.
Cubs.
No.
Ooh.
Podcast is over.
Back to back Cubs fans here.
It's just rough out here being a Sox fan. Blue Jays and a Cubs fan next to me. I don't
I'm
know
not
what's
even a fan
going
over
on.
Sox or Cubs.
Favorite soccer or basketball player?
Like when you were growing up.
Growing up, probably for soccer, like Alex Morgan, but then basketball, I'm like a Cleveland fan, so probably LeBron James.
So he's the GOAT.
The go.
Yeah, I mean, I don't watch him as much anymore, but
Okay.
Thank
growing
you for
up.
not allowing the bald head man to think that he's great or something.
He calls the bald head man Michael Jordan. So you didn't know. Do you watch soccer? Like the Premier League or anything like that?
no,
No?
I don't
Okay.
like watching soccer.
Really?
I do. I would rather watch basketball, football, but soccer, I find it so boring.
All right.
Like, I kind of feel bad for my parents sometimes that like I chose to play soccer because they have to watch me play.
All right.
Alright.
Do you like pizza?
Yeah, I like pizza.
Deep dish or thin crust?
Deep dish from Lou's Limonadis. It's
a
so
good
good.
choice.
That's a good choice. Do you get like when you get like do you get like hot dogs?
Sometimes.
Sometimes. Okay, I was gonna
Not
say.
too
You
much.
can ask the question.
All right, for like a Chicago dog, do you get ketchup on it?
Yeah, I like ketchup, but like I've never had like usually I just get like just ketchup on my hot dogs.
Okay.
So like
Good choice. I agree with you.
You
Ketchup
agree
on
with
a hot
that one?
dog is
A lot of people say no because it's in
Depending on how you
Chicago.
get it though.
Yeah.
Like, hot dogs from sporting events are amazing. But if you get it from a restaurant, sometimes they're okay. Sometimes they're like,
yeah, I don't think I'd get a hot dog from a restaurant.
No, I wouldn't
No.
either. I haven't either.
don't trust those people.
Country or rap?
Country.
I know the answer.
Country.
That's the question I was going to ask first, but I was like, I
Yeah.
already knew that one.
You knew the answer.
Yeah.
One teammate that you'd give the ox to
That I would or wouldn't.
would.
Would. Ooh, probably anyone that plays country, honestly. Bella DeFeo. She plays country.
She plays country.
Yeah.
One teammate you would not give the ox to.
Probably Katie Huey.
Ooh.
Why not?
She's all over the place with her music. She recently got into country, but then she'll play like some country like song, and then like a minute later it's just like Harry Styles or something.
Oh, just
It's
switch
just
up the
like-
flow
yeah.
immediately.
That's a big switch.
Yeah. So
Are you like old country or new country?
I like a mix.
Like a mix? All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
That's a good.
I get down with some country. Sometimes.
I mean, I force you to listen to it when you're in my car. So,
Yeah. I'm just going to take the ox from you next time.
last question here. Stranded on an island. 3 things you have to have.
Ooh. I mean, probably just like the basic food and water, but like
Okay.
I don't know what the third thing would be. A tent.
10. All
I
right.
got you someplace to live.
Yeah.
That is true. Anything else, Myron?
No, I just say I thank you for coming on today. It was great having you. Great, learned a lot of good things about you, also about the team as well. Hope you all the best as your season continues to go. And can I say that word on air? Can I curse?
Yeah, go ahead.
Kick some ass. Continue to do what you all are doing. So
Yeah, go break some records in the CCIW tournament for goal scoring.
Yeah. I'll try. Thanks.
No, I'm adding pressure on it. Don't want to add
Thanks.
pressure to it. Don't add pressure. Good luck again for the rest of the season. CCIW tournament and last game of the season against I just remember Augustana. But when basketball comes around, do you want to come back on?
Yeah, for sure.
Cool. Preview the women's basketball season.
have to.
Have to. Probably going to lead the team in
Have to.
points.
I don't know.
She
Yeah,
is.
no?
She never mind.
What?
We'll see. We'll see.
She
how
is the
basketball
team
goes
in
this year.
She is. Myron, you want to end it?
I can end it.
You want to end it like you normally do?
Yeah, I got you.
Okay.
And that's a wrap.